This is Sound Off 60, Southwest Louisiana's premier sports show.
Coaching staff was just like, you need to go through the same routine you were going through in the minor leagues. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
Our skipper actually moved me up to the 2-hole in the order in the middle of that and said, hey, you're our guy, you're going to play, and we believe in you. And then got a few hits, started believing in myself.
Oh, Julio's coming back. Oh, forget it. Forget it. The game's over. Oh, Julio.
Sound Off 60 is presented by Jack Daniel's Bar and Grill at LaBerge Casino Resort. Here are the guys, Rick, Scooter, and Kevin.
Welcome to the LSU Sports Hour, or should I say Sound Off 60
It's
right
the LSU
here.
Sports Hour.
It will be.
You can tell he's excited.
Yeah, he's excited.
It's a
Look what he wore.
special night tonight, Rick. I think you and Scooter both know why I'm in my purple and gold.
Full regalia. Yeah, this is a show that we do almost annually, I guess, to advance the Tiger Tour 2017.
Yes.
That is going on this week at LaBerge Casino, of course, and all the big wigs for LSU is in.
Everybody's in.
Coaches, athletic officials, and that whole thing. Leading the charge, of course, is Ed Orgeron and Will Wade, the new basketball coach, and
Yes.
Dee Bro. A myriad of championships with gymnastics and things like that. So it's a big night. Kind of fill us in, guys. You're LSU centric, and you're just the king of LSU sports. It seems. I don't know where your
Look,
crown is.
we've had a big day today, Rick. I mean, a lot of the coaches came in today. They had a function, I think, last night in Lafayette. And, you know, the one
So
thing
the
that we're
South
gonna find
Louisiana
out-
tour, huh?
Yes, it is, Rick. But the one thing I think a lot of people don't know, but maybe know, a lot of times when we get an LSU coach on, it's kind of like you want to kind of feel that person out to see what kind of person they are by the questions that we ask. But I think everybody in the state of Louisiana know who this guy is that we're going to have on the show tonight.
Yeah, Ed Orgeron, of course, will be
question there.
joining us later on in the
Kinda
show, along
his-
with Will Wade. I'm excited to meet the new basketball
He's been
coach.
here a lot.
Yeah, he has.
With his sons
Exactly,
playing
Scooter.
at McNeese, but it's kind of his formal introduction to
It
Lake
is.
Charles.
It
You're
is.
Will
talking about the
be-
Tiger Tour.
Yeah, when we get through here, they're going to have the banquet over there.
Yes.
And, hopefully they'll let him talk a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, we may get a lot better questions in than they do
I
over
think we
there.
probably will.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's see.
One thing that I've noticed, Ed Orgeron.
Keep that hang time on those questions.
Yeah,
down,
there you
too,
go.
okay?
That hang, I like
Brought him
that.
down,
The hang
Scooter.
time.
People want to hear him talk, not you.
I
Not
totally
you.
agree, Scooter.
Okay.
One thing that I've noticed about Ed Orgeron, when he comes in for McNeese games to watch his sons,
Yeah.
primarily Parker, who obviously started last season, the other twin, Cody, may be getting some playing time this year,
Yeah.
but he redshirted. You know, he kind of sits up there in that end zone seat, and he may filter down on sideline before the game or after, even for the spring game.
Yeah.
He doesn't bring a lot of attention to himself. I'm speaking
no.
to Coach O, and that, you know, he's a dad. He's here as a
He
dad.
is. He is. And you know what? That's what
And
you've
he
got to
doesn't
love.
appear to be a little league dad.
Exactly.
No, not at all. But just being around him, I mean, he was with us pretty much all day today. And I think, guys, when you see him and get a chance to visit with him one-on-one and just talk to him, he's a lot more personable than what I think people perceive him to be actually out on the field. You know, because,
Okay.
and the one thing I'm going to ask him is that, Coach, what type of coach do you want to be at LSU? In the past, we've had some that fold
Well,
their
he better
arms.
be a winning coach, or he won't be coaching LSU long.
Coach, we've had some that fold their arms. We've had some that eat grass. We've had some that doesn't make a real big motion. And we've had some that will chew your head off.
Right.
What's going to be your type?
Yeah.
You know,
Interesting.
and that-
Okay,
yeah,
I'd
so
be
I'm-
interested
I'm
to hear
looking
his
forward to that.
response.
I am.
Let me ask you, Mr. Hobbs, because this might be, you know, Coach O sitting there, might be, you know, I don't have a problem asking tough questions, but you've been around him a lot. You've been around him personally, but you've been around. Would you classify Ed Orgeron as a cerebral type football coach, or is he the stereotypical players coach, rah-rah, I know how to coach positions and I'm a leader?
Latter, I would
Yeah,
say.
okay, all right.
More of the latter.
Yeah, but I guess being around Coach and have been coached by other coaches at LSU, I've never had a coach. My best coach is Bill Onsparger, Scooter. You guys make no mistake about it.
Who was probably a bit more cerebral.
Yes, yes.
Not as fiery, but probably could be fiery.
Certainly
But
not fiery.
But when you look at Coach Ed, the one thing that I saw in him with his players, he's not afraid to say, "Man, I love you. Great job." You don't get that from a lot of coaches because they want to keep that line, Rick, to where
right.
I'm your coach, do what I say,
Okay.
not as I do. But coach seems to sometimes go across that boundary, and you've seen him on the field when guys make a good play, walk up to him and hug him.
Yeah.
You don't see a lot of coaches in his position do those kind of things, honestly.
Okay,
so
far
I
and
think
few
that's
of
what
it.
kind
All
of
right.
puts him a little bit
All right,
different.
so Tiger Tour 2017 at LaBerge Casino. We're here at Jack Daniels, of course, and we'll be having Ed Orgeron coming up a little bit later on in the show, and also new head basketball coach Will Wade, and hopefully, if time allows, gymnastics coach Dee Dee Bro, who's been there for, well, I don't want to age her. I don't want to put any age on here, but a number of years she's been, and a very successful gymnastics program. Let's bounce around in our waning few minutes here. Let's talk some McNeese baseball for one, and then we'll get on LSU baseball because, of course, baseball is we're in the time frame now.
It is.
You know, look, we knew it was going to happen. A little bit of the miracle or the juices run out. They have lost 2 straight Southland Conference series,
First one was
1 and 2.
okay.
Yeah.
On the road, good team.
Yeah.
This was a misstep this weekend.
Yeah, Corpus Christi.
Losing to Corpus,
Yeah.
losing the series
Yeah.
to Corpus Christi.
Couple of bad innings,
they
yeah.
kind of had built up a margin for error. I don't know if it's there anymore.
Uh,
I mean, what I'm talking
it's close.
about, you know, you don't want to go into that conference tournament having to win it to get an NCAA.
I agree.
And
I agree.
these next couple of weeks are going to tell.
Creighton, they go to Omaha and they play in the College World Series Stadium, TD Ameritrade, I think it's called. So they go up there for 3 games. Creighton. I don't know much about Creighton. Will they help the?
I don't think they'll help it much.
Okay, but they got UL Lafayette
won't hurt
Wednesday.
it, but
Got that remake coming up Wednesday at Lafayette. So
that is huge.
that is a huge game for that RPI.
Actually huge for both teams.
Yeah, you're right. All right, so after that, then great for the fans who likes good baseball, but then they got the season-ending series at home against Lamar. That could very well decide this whole Southland Conference tournament race here.
That should be a good
I'm
game.
with you. They definitely want to go in as a top seed into the tournament, and they want to go in with a lot of momentum.
What I keep saying is it's not enough just to win the regular season. I mean, you've got to build up some gratis, put some chips aside.
I would be remiss if I don't throw it in as a quick aside. That still chaps my hide in regards to, but you got to win the tournament too. You win the regular season, that should be enough.
Yeah,
Basketball,
but the automatic bid goes to the tournament.
I know, that's my problem though. I got a problem with that.
If you have that's the only way you can have a tournament.
You got to win it. You got to win
I got a problem with this.
Well, I don't like it either.
Yeah.
I dislike it more in basketball than
big
I
time.
do in baseball.
I'm
in
with you.
basketball, to me, it's insane.
It's ridiculous.
For what is going to be a one-bid league.
It's ridiculous. All right, so
Southland does have a chance every year to be a two-bid league.
a two-bid league.
So maybe 3.
So, Justin Hill's Cowboys in Lafayette for Wednesday, and then they go to Omaha, Creighton, and then they come back for the home series against Lamar. LSU staying close in the SEC race, the West race. They're staying near the top.
Boy, that SEC race is just a jumble.
What happened to Florida and South Carolina gives LSU a bit of a, and of course,
South Carolina's
Kentucky?
a good team. Kentucky's the best team I saw this year.
Really?
And then they lose 2 of 3
Yeah.
to who, Georgia? I
yeah,
think?
okay.
I mean, which it's not a good team.
All right. And where's Vanderbilt? Step aside from that. I know how you feel about Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt historically has a very good
They're
team.
like a 500 team.
500 team.
Yeah, but take Auburn. Auburn had been kind of the surprise.
Okay.
Winning the last week in first place.
Yeah.
Alabama had won 2 conference games all year.
Right.
Won all 3 from Auburn. you know, go figure that out.
Wait a minute now. I mean, you're the guy who just says they go out on the diamond and anything can happen.
Well, it can.
The bat swing, but you're still perplexed by this.
Alabama had only won 2 games.
Okay, I mean,
And
that's
don't
pretty.
they have Auburn this weekend?
Yeah, LSU has Auburn
they
this
got Auburn. I'm going to
weekend.
be at that game on Friday. But it's
Oh,
just.
so is it the SEC just beating up on each other, but they're still
I
good
think
teams,
so.
It's
good
gotta be,
quality?
I think they are some
gotta be.
very good teams.
Okay, all
I
right.
think there's more parity, quality parity
Right.
in the SEC than I've seen in a long time.
Okay. All right. We're going to save near the end of the show. We'll talk about the big tournament, the state boys baseball
Yes,
tournament
this
coming up
weekend.
in Sulphur a little bit later on in the show. I do want to spend just a couple of seconds on the Saints situation with center Max Unger. Minicamp, another injury to a foot, surgery required, 5 to 6 months because of surgery on a problematic foot. If it stretches into the early part of the year, he could be player unable to play. on that
It
whole thing
looks
and
like
lost
that,
and
Rick.
missed the first 8 games.
It looks
All
like
of a sudden, you know what? And then there's rumors now of Mark Ingram possibly being in a trade. Here I'm thinking, the conspiracy
Look,
nut.
dude, look.
Well, maybe they got Peterson because Sean Payton always had it in mind to maybe move a running back. Now he may be forced to make a package trade because they're going to need a center. You follow my thinking here?
Rick,
Did they bring in
look.
AP because he had intentions of trading Ingram?
Well, they didn't know Unger was going
Of
to get
course,
hurt.
but still, I'm
But
saying
when
for
you
trade
do
bait
that,
anyway.
You have thoughts of that after a guy come off his best year? Ingram had his best year with the
1,000
Saints.
yards.
But that's his
Good,
best year. That
good
was his best
year.
year.
Good year.
That was his best year.
I
though.
don't see how you can trade Ingram.
I don't know. I mean, it's crazy to me when you
really,
think
I mean-
about it, Rick.
I mean,
I mean, honestly.
You got Adrian Peterson. You got Cadet. You got this
Do you
Kamara.
really trust Peterson to last the whole year?
I
That's
do.
my point, Scooter.
Okay.
I do.
I'm with Scooter. I'm with Scooter. You can't.
I like having
That's-
both of them.
look,
but-
I'm not arguing against that. I'm just saying Max Unger's a big loss.
But Rick, that's the same kind of problem we had in Dallas with Romo. You don't know how long he can go.
You're so negative.
God.
You're so negative. All right, we're taking a short pause. Coming up, Ed Orgeron,
Oh, my goodness,
LSU head
yes.
football coach, Tiger Tour
Go Tigers.
2017. Stops right here at Soundoff 60. Stay put.
Soundoff 60 is presented by Jack Daniels Bar and Grill at LaBerge Casino Resort.
Lately, Bud Light's been talking about what's on their cans. But at Miller Lite, we focus on what's in our can. More taste, less calories, and half the carbs. Spelled different because it's brewed different.
Now you've got 4 more reasons to stay at our luxury hotel. Reserve your room today.
When you make something first, you can spell it however you want. Miller Lite, the original light beer. Spelled different because it's brewed different.
Tiger Tour 2017 comes to Jack Daniels and LaBerge Casino. I want to welcome in LSU head football coach Ed Orgeron. You're here. Glad to have you back in Lake Charles for Tiger Tour, your first one. I'm going to kick it off, Coach. Wins against the nemesis in Tuscaloosa are far and few in between, even for you. Nick Saban I'm referring to. But hands down, you beat him in acting, right? A few years ago with The Blind Side. State there for the
You took
record
my
right now.
portion, Rick. You took
Head
my
to head, the man beat him when it came to acting, right?
Yeah, it's a great rivalry between LSU and Alabama. I know that they've done a great job. He's done a great job at Alabama. We're here at LSU. We're worried about our program first. And our main focus is to beat BYU, our first team.
But I'm referring to The Blind Side. Your heads up. What was that, 5 or 6 years ago? Something like that?
yeah.
That must have been a fun experience,
Yeah.
right?
That was a great experience.
I think it
really
was. I think it was.
too.
Kevin alluded to it in our first segment. What do you see your coaching style being? And what I mean by that, you've got 2 rock star coordinators. They will tend to get a lot more credit, I think,
Yeah.
than in some staff
Yeah.
setups. Are you kind of just orchestrating them, or what do you see your style?
Well, first of all, they can get all the credit they want. And as long as they do it well. And I think it's about one team, one heartbeat. It's not about Matt Canada. It's not about Dave Aranda. It's about our football team first. And we don't have any superstars on our football team. We all pull the same side of the rope, and we all work for the Tigers to win.
Yeah. Coach, as a former player, I guess I sometimes look
Yeah,
at things
just
a little
bring
bit
that up, didn't you?
a little bit different than what Rick and Scooter do. I've known you, I've watched you. What did that feel like that day when you got that call that morning
Yeah.
telling you you're going to be the new head coach of the LSU Fighting Tigers, the flagship school of Louisiana?
I thank God first, and what a great opportunity to represent the great people of the state of Louisiana. Something I always wanted to do, a great opportunity. I felt like we earned the job. I didn't feel like anything was given to us. I thank my players for the way they played, the coaches the way they coached, and we all did the same job together and we earned it.
What was, speaking of that, what was that, the bit of a circus like? Going back to 15 with all the media, conspiracy of Les Miles keeping the job. Then he kept the job, and then they eventually fired him. That had to be a circus. How difficult was that on the team and for you and for the coaching staff to go through something like that?
That we had to block out the noise.
Yeah.
You know, there was a lot of noise outside the football ops. We did our best job to focus in on the task at hand. Obviously, we heard all the rumors, but we didn't know if any of them were true or not. So we tried to do our best job we could, one day at a time.
Mm-hmm.
When you were hired, you spent a year out of coaching, then Les hired you as defensive line coach. You were pretty happy then to finally get to LSU.
Yes,
I know
yeah.
you said many times. And then it looked like in November the whole staff would be out the door. And then the next thing, you know, 9 months later, you're head coach.
Yeah.
Did you ever see that coming?
No, I didn't. But I was prepared. You know, I had six to 8 games at USC being an interim coach.
Yeah.
I was ready to do it. I never saw it coming. In fact, the Friday before we played the A&M game with Les, we thought we were all going. We didn't know. Then we win the football game and everything's changed.
Yeah.
So you never can know in the college football.
Yeah.
But we were prepared for anything to happen.
Yeah.
Coach, you know, when you look at it, and I'm the type of guy, I've gone through some LSU coaches there when I was there. My favorite coach, Scooter Kincaid, is Coach Bill Arnsparger. And Mike Archer was my position coach that then became my head coach. But, Coach, I noticed your coaching style is a little bit different. You're not afraid to express how you feel to your players when they do a great job. You walked up to them, you hug them.
That's right.
Most coaches like to keep that distance.
Yeah.
What makes you different in that aspect, Coach?
You know, I'm a player's coach, enthusiasm. I think motivation is one of my strengths. Recruiting is one of my strengths. I recruited most of these guys, involved with them on a daily basis. I like to motivate the whole football team, let the offensive coordinator call plays, defensive coordinator call plays, special teams coach call plays, and just manage the whole football team.
Ed Orgeron has joined us here at Soundoff 60 at Jack Daniels L'Auberge Casino. Tiger Tour 2017 going on with Coach O and also Will Wade from basketball, Dee Bro from gymnastics. You're in for a big shindig. A lot of supporters in Southwest Louisiana and even across the border in Houston, Texas. Big LSU, big purple and gold. Kind of following up a little bit of what Kevin was talking about. You're well traveled. Everybody knows, you obviously know where you've been. Miami, Los Angeles, Oxford, Ole Miss, Knoxville, New Orleans with a short stint with the Saints in the NFL. Of all that, what was the one that kind of sticks in the back of your mind that you really enjoyed and maybe thought about, I could stay here longer if things worked out differently?
It was definitely Miami and USC.
Really?
Wow.
Because of the coaches there.
Yeah.
The beaches were nice, the weather was nice.
That's what I was kind of getting to, Coach.
And all the great players that we had was special.
Yeah.
But what made both those places special was the head coach and the coaching staff we had. First of all, I cut my teeth with Jimmy Johnson, one of the best coaches to ever coach the game. And then really caught on with Pete Carroll. And Pete taught me the ropes. Pete took me under his wings. I was the first guy he hired and really learned his system.
Is he like, you know, Saban has Belichick, you got Pete Carroll? That kind of the way it works?
I don't know who Saban has, but I know I have.
Scooter.
Something about Orgeron wants to deflect anything about Nick Saban. I'm getting that feeling here, but we're going to keep pressing that.
One of the biggest discussions we have on this panel between the three of us is when LSU's in a slump, and we always turn to the quarterback and say, that's the guy, that's the problem. What's going to be? Coach, in past, we won't call any names, but when it seemed like there should have been a change made, it stayed status quo.
Right.
What's your coaching philosophy when you see something that's just not working, Coach?
Well, first of all, the pass is the pass. The competition is open at the quarterback competition, and that's one of the reasons why. We have not felt like any of the quarterbacks have taken the bull by the horn and proven that they can be the quarterback on a daily basis at the level we want to play at LSU. Now, right now, Danny's the first-team quarterback. Nobody's beat him out. But we know we got a new guy coming in Miles Brennan, who I think is an excellent quarterback. Lowell Norris is one of the top recruited quarterbacks in the country. He's a dual-threat quarterback. Those guys are going to have to prove to us who's going to be the winner in fall camp. I think competition's healthy. But once we go into the season, we'd like to have a proven starter.
You heard it right here, Rick. You heard it right here. Now, Mr. Cerro say it's a done deal. It's done. It's no question about it who's going to be the starter. I like your answer, Coach.
Well, if you're going to force me to put a Karnak, you're going to force me to put my Karnak hat on. Yeah, I think in the end, he's the man who makes the call, but I think it's Danny Etling. Okay, I mean, you know, I think I want to save some of that for the next segment, Coach, in regards to the team coming in for August and that whole thing. I don't want to lose this point because it's kind of in the news now. The NCAA and the rule changes, early signing period, red shirt changes. Satellite camps, Jim Harbaugh, all right, that whole thing. Where do you fall on on what I just run down? The early signing and some of the satellite camps. Where does Ed Orgeron fall on that?
First of all, it's something that we have to adapt to, the early signing date. I was totally against it. If anybody has been through a signing date with a coaching staff, they understand the manpower that it takes for 2 weeks going into signing date to get these guys to sign scholarship. Yeah. It's a war. Yeah. It's a war, especially in the last 48 hours. Anything can happen. So now they've changed the signing date into December. All right, let's say if you're playing for a big bowl, you're practicing, right? Or you're playing for the national championship, or you're playing in the semifinals. Right. Think about the distraction that's going to be for your football team and your coaching staff to be able to sign people and prepare for a football game. I think it's a disadvantage.
Good point. All right, we're going to take a short pause. We're going to break, come back real quick, wrap it up with Ed Orgeron, who is here at L'Auberge Casino for 2017 Tiger Tour. Back in about 2 minutes. Stay right here.
Sound Off 60 is presented by Jack Daniels Bar and Grill at L'Auberge Casino Resort. Check us out online at soundoff60tv.com.
Are you trying to stay cool with a temporary fix? There's a smarter solution. Save on your monthly energy costs while enjoying quiet and consistent comfort this summer with a highly efficient air conditioning system from Luxair. We'll recommend a system that is perfectly suited to your home and provides optimal cooling, exceptional energy savings, and lasting performance. Get connected with a Luxair dealer near you by visiting luxair.com/solarsupply.
On or off the field, training and experience matter. As a board-certified and fellowship-trained surgeon, Dr. Brett Cassio has the training and experience to help you get back in the game. Award-winning research, the latest orthopedic techniques, right here at home. Cassio Sports Medicine.
2017 is here, and with it comes our 20th year of serving Southwest Louisiana at Lake Charles Toyota. And we're starting our 20th year just like we finished our 19th, with a first-class experience for our customers and some incredible deals on new vehicles, like $2,000 off MSRP, plus 0% for 72 months financing, plus $1,000 down payment assistance on a 2017 Camry. Or if you just want to keep it simple, you can get a brand new IM for $15,995. Don't settle for the same old lousy car buying experience this year. Raise your expectations.
Welcome back to Jack Daniels L'Auberge Casino Tiger Tour 2017. Ed Orgeron is here at Sound Off 60. Coming up a little bit later on in the show, head basketball coach Will Wade. First year for Will Wade.
Yes, it is.
And well, not our first year. Dee Bro from the gymnastics program. Not her first year. We've covered a lot of ground with Ed Orgeron. Before we get into the team, here I am. I'm going at you again with Nick Saban. Headlines, contract extension, bonuses, incentives. He could be well over $11 million a year. He's pushing the envelope here. Huh? This year. And then it goes down. All right. A lot of money. Brings in a lot of money for Alabama. You're going to bring in a lot of money for LSU. College football rules in the SEC. Give me some thoughts on the money that's floating around in college coaching now.
I'm very happy with my contract, and I'm fortunate to be the head coach at LSU.
There we go. He's making a couple million. I don't blame him for being. I got it.
All right, we mentioned how you've coached from coast to coast to coast, but it almost kind of started with a year here in Lake Charles with Big Knee. If you could talk extensively a little bit about what you remember about that year, what effect it had on you and how it got you going.
Thank you for asking me a question on a subject I'm really interested in. I really appreciate that. Thank you, sir. Let me say something else. We love Lake Charles.
Yeah.
I love McNeese State University. Jimmy Pete gave me a job in the recreation complex. I work with John McCann. That's where I stay.
I was saying, it was Ben McCann you worked on.
John McCann.
Wow.
Steve Ensminger, Bill Johnson, Coach Viator.
Yeah.
All the great ones. Love McNeese. In fact, I loved it so much I sent my two sons here.
Yeah.
My two sons are playing football here. I think McNeese State is a great football school. A great chance to get an education. Lake Charles is a great town.
Yeah.
That year you spent here, Bo, were you 100% sure then you wanted to be a coach? What effect did that year?
No question. Yeah. When I started as a student assistant at Northwestern State, I was 100% I wanted to be a coach. In fact, I was 100% I wanted to be a coach when I was 6 years old. So.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, who had the biggest effect on you that year here?
Well, I really believe Bill Johnson, because he took me down to Northwestern State.
Yeah.
Placed me down there. Bill was like my second father. And I really took care of me. And Steve Ensminger and I became good friends. And then Jimmy Pete gave me a job at the recreation complex. I worked there from 5 to 9. I really worked at football for free.
Yeah.
He paid me so I could live.
Oh, man. Good
Coach,
guy, Jimmy Pete.
I'd like to talk a little bit about X and O's
Good
and stuff
guy.
like that.
Yeah.
What do you feel the LSU Tigers going into next season will probably be the biggest advantage that they'll have on both offense and defense?
Yeah.
And when you talk offense, Coach, do you like to create mismatches that can give your opposing team or expose them in a way if you see that you can?
Yes.
What's the take on?
Here's the reason I hired Matt, just because of what you said. He has a lot of shifts, motions. He knows how to find the weakest link and get after him, and he does multiple shifts and formations where it messes up your force. And if you overplay one play, he has an answer for the other play, the fly sweep or the zone. And all of a sudden, you bring those safeties up close, he's going to hit you back with the deep ball. He has a great control passing game. I thought he fit in very well with the talent on our football team. Second of all, Dave Aranda.
Yeah.
Think about the job that he did, transferring from a 4-3 defense to a 3-4 defense in 1 year, gave up the fewest touchdowns in America, and then held the Heisman Trophy winner Lamar Jackson to no touchdowns, who scored 53 touchdowns. So like y'all alluded to first, we have two very good coordinators. And then on special teams, we're going to share the responsibility between 5 coaches. I have Greg McMahon as our special team analyst. He does no coaching on the field, but he teaches our coaches what to do, and we're going to implement it.
Wow.
Saints background, isn't he?
Say again?
Greg McManus, Saints background?
11 years.
Yeah,
11 years NFL quarterback.
okay.
Yes, sir.
Testing my memory. LSU head coach Ed Orgeron is with us here at Soundoff 60 at LaBerge Casino. Tiger Tour 2017. A lot of folks are going to be down here celebrating LSU athletics. Speaking of that, Arden Key.
Yes.
Big member.
Yes.
Speed, rush.
Yeah.
What's the story with Arden Key and will he be back?
Well, Arden, as you know, left the spring semester for personal reasons. And we're going to keep that at that. Arden's doing very well right now. He has a chance to rejoin the team in June for summer school. It's very close, but he still has some things that he has to complete in order to get back on the football team. He's headed in the right direction.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be fine. We look forward to him to be back with us in June.
What attracted you to Matt Canada? How much did you know about him before?
Let me say this. When we were researching offensive coordinators, he was one of the hottest coordinators in the country. No question. I had never met Matt, but he had worked with someone I had coached with previously, and I called him about it and says, Coach O, you and Matt will get along fine. He's high energy. He's a hard worker. You ought to interview him. And when I interviewed him, the multiple shifts and formations, the ability to move the ball, I watched his whole film against Clemson, who he beat the national champs, and all the plays that he ran as a defensive coach, I know he's very hard to defend. But the number one thing I was sold on is Matt Canada. He's a team guy, team first.
Yeah. Coach, big question for me, and you may laugh when I ask this question to you. Clock management.
Yes.
How do we fix that?
Well, you know, let me say this to you. I have several guys on my staff that are experts at clock management, and I rely on them, and I listen to them. And that's what I want to tell you. Yes, sir. How about that?
Good answer, Coach.
I don't think you saw one clock management problem.
That's why I asked
when
that
became
question.
minimum question. So I have guys
That's
that I
why I
listen
asked
to.
that question,
Yeah.
Coach. No, very good.
Coach Darius Geis.
Yes.
Is he the best in the country coming in?
He's one of the best.
He's gotta
yes,
be.
sir. And you know, I said it 2 days ago on a radio show. He runs the ball like Warren Sapp played defensive tackle. That's the best I can describe.
Yeah.
him.
Wow.
What a great player. And our offense is going to be centralized around him. It won't be the quarterback. It'll be Darius guys.
Yeah.
Wow. Your two coordinators, what is it like in the staff meeting? Because personality-wise, they seem at opposite ends.
They are.
I mean, my feeling, Aranda never takes his hand off his chin,
right.
and Canada's all over the
You
place.
got them right, Scooter. That's them. But I will say this to you. Both of them know the chain of command. The staff meetings, both of them listen to what I say.
Yeah.
That when we break, I go into the defensive meeting. I'm Pete Jenkins, defensive line assistant. and Dave is the defensive coordinator. And I sit there and I coach the defensive line. When Matt goes in there, he's in charge of the offense. Special teams goes, I'm very, very heavily involved. So I don't try to micromanage every part of our system.
Speaking of Pete, before you forget,
You know what I was going to bring up. That's why you
yeah,
said that.
well, Pete and I go way back. But I think when you brought him in, you know, when you got the interim job, I think he committed for 2 years for you. So this would be 2. Do you think? I mean, he'd probably coach till he's 100. I'm starting to think.
And I'm going to let him do it.
Yeah.
As long as he wants.
I mean, is it definite this is his last year?
No,
or do you think
no,
he's
no,
okay?
it's not. No, it's not.
Yeah.
But let me say this to you. Pete is more than a defensive line coach to me.
Yes, he
He's
is.
my mentor.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll sit there. He was talking about what Bill Onsparger did.
Yep.
He was talking about
Hey,
what
you gotta
Jared
get his
DiNardo
heart
did.
get off the head of Coach
Yeah,
Madden.
that's
Name
right.
up,
So
man.
he brings a lot of experience. Every time I make a major decision, I talk to Pete first.
Yeah. Wow. Coach, when I look back at some of the years back when I played there at LSU, the one thing that probably follows me the most of the experience of me walking out that tunnel and looking up and seeing all those fans there for one reason, and that's to see the Tigers win. The one thing that I've always liked about you, Coach, you always, in any interview, you always end it by saying, "Go Tigers." I
right.
love you for that, man.
Thank you, man.
Don't you ever change that.
And I love you for being an ex-player. Thank you for bleeding purple and gold.
No.
I appreciate that.
Coach, speaking of ex-players, LaRon Landry, Patrick Peterson,
Yeah.
Tyrann Matthew, help me here, Eric Reed, Jamal Adams,
DBU.
T. White, Kevin Guidry.
Thank
I
you,
don't even
sir.
know that far back.
Thank you, sir.
Is LSU
I'm done now.
becoming or is DBU?
You know,
I mean, my gosh, the talent in the NFL
Wow.
that the program has sent to the NFL.
If
More
it's
to
not,
come.
if it's not DBU, it's close. I can promise you that.
I would think
But
so.
I totally
we take a lot of pride in Corey Raymond,
Yeah.
who played football at LSU
Yes.
and played in the NFL, has taken that role on. And Corey's a tremendous assistant for us. He's a great
is.
recruiter, and they love playing for him. And I give him the credit for carrying on the tradition
Yeah.
of DBU.
Well, I'm the non-LSU guy here, so I'm going to finish up with the last
Go
coaches
ahead,
because
Rick.
we're up against the clock. We've got to
Yes.
get into the Tiger Tour.
We do.
Honeymoon may be over. You tell us.
That's fine.
How does Ed Orgeron handle that immense pressure in
Yeah.
college football
Yeah.
to win, and of course,
Yeah.
what comes being the LSU head coach?
You know, I understand the expectations of LSU. I have the same expectation of myself and my staff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, pressure comes from within, and it doesn't come from outside with me.
Yeah.
Now, I've been at Miami, I've been at USC, where you expected to win. That's the reason I wanted the job here.
Yeah. And he's got 4 or 5 national championship
Yes.
rings to boot.
Yes.
All right, Coach, we appreciate it.
Coach, we was glad.
Time
Thank you,
well
guys.
spent.
Thank
Good
you
luck to
so much.
Parker and Cody. Quickly, surprised by Parker's first year freshman and what he gave to the Cowboys this year?
Really happy. I'm really happy. You know, Lance and them have done a tremendous job coaching Parker. He loves to play the game. My son Cody, redshirted this year.
Yep.
Watch out for Cody at
Yeah.
quarterback.
Yeah.
I can't wait till I hear Orgeron
There you
down
go.
Stadium.
The tandem.
O to O.
Wish you great luck over the summer
Yes,
and for
Coach.
August camp. Enjoy
Yes.
Tiger Tour. Ed
Thank you,
Orgeron,
guys.
head football
Yeah.
coach. Coming up next, Will Wade, head basketball coach. More purple and gold when we come back to Jack Daniels. Stay right there.
All right.
Sound Off 60 is brought to you by Jack Daniels Bar and Grill at LaBerge Casino Resort. The boys in the box will be right back.
Were the judges right in saying we're the best tasting light beer? You be the judge. Spelled different because it's brewed different.
I'm Brett Cassio, a board-certified orthopedic sports medicine specialist. I could tell you all about my training at Duke University and Johns Hopkins Hospital, or my experience with the Baltimore Orioles. But what people ask me the most is how I would treat my own family if they were injured. And what I tell them is I would treat your family the way I would treat my own. Not every surgeon is board certified and fellowship trained in sports medicine. Training and experience matter.
You could win a new Mercedes-Benz CLS 550. Earn entries now through April 29th.
Lately, Bud Light's been talking about what's on their cans. But at Miller Lite, we focus on what's in our can. More taste, less calories, and half the carbs. Spelled different because it's brewed different.
Welcome back to Jack Daniels at LaBerge Casino. Will Wade, first-year head basketball coach from the LSU Tigers, joins us as Tiger Tour 2017 continues here on the show. Appreciate you coming in, Coach, and congratulations on the appointment. VCU, Virginia Commonwealth, LSU. What brought you down from Virginia to the bayous of Louisiana?
Well, I'm a Southern guy at heart. I'm from Tennessee.
Okay.
So I wanted to get back down south if we could. Right. I think I definitely accomplished that goal.
I think you did.
Went way south.
Yeah.
Way south. But no, the next place I went, I wanted to be somewhere where we could win it all. I wanted to be somewhere where we could get to the Final Four. We've gotten to the Final Four 4 times at LSU. And wanted to get somewhere where we could win it all. And I really believe we can do that at LSU when everybody's aligned and everybody's working towards the same goal. When LSU puts their mind to it to do something, they get it done. And LSU's put their mind to it that we want to be great in men's basketball. Now it's on us to get it done.
Yeah. Right now, everything you just said, but right now, there's a little more to it than just getting talented players. I mean, you must have known, you must have researched that interest in that program has sagged over the last couple of years.
That's an understatement.
Very much an understatement. Attendance way down. I mean, what have you got to do in that aspect? I know winning cures a lot of ills, but what have you got to do there?
Well, we got to build a great culture. We got to build a great culture where everybody wants to be a part of it. It's going to take all of us. Hey, look, we came in last place in the league last year. We're not hiding from that. It's going to take all of us. It's going to take everybody in Louisiana, all the LSU fans, all our players, all our staff, the administration. It takes everybody to dig us out of where we are. And that's what it's going to take. But we got to build a sustainable culture where people expect to win, people know we're going to win. But the first thing we've got to do is we've got to play with great discipline. We've got to play extremely hard. We've got to be a blue-collar, hard-working team that's a tough out every night. You got to know you played LSU every night.
Coach, when you look at your schools such as your Kentuckys, your Calipari, what do they do different to always be in the elite class of basketball teams year in and year out?
Anthony Davis, John Wall.
Help me out. I know, Rick, but what can LSU do to be in that same conversation?
You got to recruit well, you got to develop them, and you got to coach them well. I mean, that's really what they do. They recruit at a really, really high level. We got to recruit at a high level. We got to get the best players in Louisiana. We got to get the best players we can get out of Texas, and then go nationally where we've got some, where we've got some pop. LSU has a national brand. That's one of the things that's just startled me since I've been here. Everywhere I go, people want to talk about LSU when I'm in an airport, wherever I may be. And so we got to find connections we've got all over the country that can get kids here. So we got to recruit the best players in the country. We've got to develop them. We've got to have a great individual development plan. I've got a staff that's tremendous with the individual development. And then we got to coach them well in the game. We got to get them to play hard. We got to coach them up. We got to get them to get out there and give their all for us every night. You recruit well, you develop them, you coach them hard in the game. That's a pretty good recipe to get where you want to go.
Real quick. I'm looking at Coach Will. Coach, you 25 or 26? I mean,
I'm gonna get on that.
I got a few gray hairs. I'm
gonna get on that in a minute. Hold that thought there. Will Wade, head basketball coach of the LSU Tigers, has joined us here at Soundoff 60 at Jack Daniels LaBerge Casino. You mentioned it. You got to recruit, and you want to get the best in Louisiana. Louisiana is a gold mine for football talent. Is it an empty mine for basketball talent?
No, I think in Louisiana, if you look at the numbers, there's usually 3 high major Division I players every year in Louisiana. And usually every...
It's not a lot.
Well, But all you play is 5 at one time.
Okay, Coach.
And most
Way to slip
recruiting
that one in,
classes
but-
in basketball is the class size is 3 to 5. Usually 4 is your average class size with 13 scholarships. So you got 3 high major Division I players on average, and then every 2 or 3 years you get an elite level player in state. You have to get that elite level player every 2 or 3 years. And then of those 3 high major guys, you got to get 2 of the 3. You got to get 2 of those 3. If you look at some of the best players in our league right now, the best big guy in our leagues at Texas A&M, he's from Shreveport.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at, I mean, there's kids all over our league from Louisiana. We got to have them. We got to get them. We got to keep them here.
I agree.
And then we got to develop them once we get them here.
Yeah.
You're a rarity, and you've gone to the top echelon of college coaching now, and didn't play college basketball. Did you always know you wanted to be a coach, though? And how did you overcome that? There must have been some prejudices against the fact that you didn't play college basketball.
My degrees in secondary education, history, and geography. My mom was a principal for 30 years, so I just thought I was going to be a high school teacher.
Yeah.
And I was a manager in college, and the head coach said, "Why don't you stay on? I'll help you get your graduate degree." And then I've just kept going ever since. I think it's given me a unique perspective. I really like it. Because I don't take what most people consider as basketball norms. I don't take it as norms. I say, hey, why do we do things this way? Why are we looking at things this way? And so I'm able to come at a lot of different situations from maybe different angles than most people do in basketball. I think it's really helped me along the way.
Can you give us an example of that? I mean,
just
where
looking
you
at,
might look at something differently?
Just looking at the analytics of the game. I'm big into the analytics. We'll be on the front end in college basketball and all the analytical stuff, more like the NBA. Just trying to see what trends are out there and create some trends. Like when we started full court pressing at VCU, a lot of people didn't full court press. And so, if you can do some things that different people don't do, I think it gives you a big advantage.
Coach, I'm going to give you 2 names, and I want you to give me a short definition of what those 2 names mean to you. Dale Brown, Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaquille O'Neal, phenomenal player. Phenomenal player. Dale Brown, the best coach we've had here. Not even close. He had sustained success. Not only did he do a great job coaching, it's what we talked about earlier. He built a brand, going around the state, talking to people, selling it, promoting it, marketing basketball across Louisiana.
You're going to do just fine.
And that's what we got to get done. That's what we got to get done.
Coach, it's a little different. You're following Johnny Jones, who was from this area, who Dale Brown Dale Brown coached him.
Yep.
Dale Brown mentored him on the bench and then pretty much ushered him into the job. You don't have Louisiana roots. You come as far down as Tennessee, but we'll cut you some slack on that. That's got to be a challenge, but at the same time, give us a sense of what you want LSU basketball to look like on the floor. Will it be high pressure? Will it be 40 minutes of hell from what's his name, Nolan Richardson from Arkansas? Will it be that kind of basketball?
Like that, but we're going to be an aggressive attacking team. We're going to be the most aggressive team every night. Offensively, we're going to get downhill and attack the rim and get out in transition. Defensively, we're going to guard every floorboard. We're going to guard you all the way up the court. We're not giving you an inch. We're not going to give you an inch. We're going to be aggressive. I want the defense reacting to us when we're on offense. And when we're on defense, I want the offense reacting to us.
Are you guard-centric, or you're going to try to build around 1 or 2 big guys?
I've played a bunch of different ways depending on what personnel we can get. We got to go recruit the best players, and I can tweak our system to the players that we have to give ourselves the best opportunity to win.
All right, why don't you wrap it up, Mr. Hobbs?
Yeah.
We're down to 20 seconds.
I thought you were wrapping it up.
You got it. You got it.
On you, Scooter.
I can wrap it up. You know me. I got question after question. All right, Coach. The strategy is there. You think the players are there. Here you are. They usher you in. The excitement. We touched on attendance, the energy level for basketball. Give us a sense of a timeline. I know it might be unfair. You hadn't bounced the ball maybe at PMAC Center yet, but how long does Will Wade think it's going to take to get this program back to where it needs to be?
I like things getting done yesterday.
Of course.
That's how
I like that
I
answer.
like to work. But you're going to see an aggressive team that plays really hard, that gets after it this year. To fully ingrain our culture, to fully get things going, I think it'll take probably. I don't like to put timelines on it, but I expect to be up and going in 3 years. I mean, I expect to be fully up and running in 3 years. I know most people would tell you 4 or 5. I ain't got time for that. But I think we're going to be much improved this year. I think the product on the floor will be much improved. You'll see a team that plays hard, that defends, that's scrappy, that's tough. and it's a gritty team that's
Yeah.
a tough out. And I think that's the first step. And then we'll add some more talented pieces to that. The next couple of years, we'll be in good shape.
I lied. One quick aside. Does anybody ever get you mixed up with Brad Stevens? Because we talked about that when you got the job. Young coach, Butler, went to the NBA. Look what he's doing with the Boston Celtics. Is there any
I know Coach Stevens well. He's a great guy, great coach, but I'm way behind him.
But you wouldn't mind following that path.
No, I wouldn't be a bad path.
I mean, back-to-back national championship game. Will Wade from LSU, head basketball coach at the LSU Tigers. We appreciate you coming.
Yes.
Enjoy Tiger Tour.
We'll do it. Thanks,
Enjoy
guys.
Lake Charles, Louisiana. All right, coming back with Dee Bro from gymnastics from LSU. Stay right there.
Jack Daniels Bar and Grill at LaBerge Casino Resort, home of Sound Off 60. Round 5 with the boys coming up.
Now you've got 4 more reasons to stay at our luxury hotel. Reserve your room today.
2017 is here, and with it comes our 20th year of serving Southwest Louisiana at Lake Charles Toyota. And we're starting our 20th year just like we finished our 19th, with a first-class experience for our customers and some incredible deals on new vehicles, like $2,000 off MSRP, plus 0% for 72 months financing, plus $1,000 down payment assistance on a 2017 Camry. Or if you just want to keep it simple, you can get a brand new IM for $15,995. Don't settle for the same old lousy car buying experience this year. Raise your expectations.
All right, get ready for some fun. Dee Bro has joined us, head coach of the LSU gymnastics program.
This is going to be fun. Kevin is going to have trouble getting a word in.
Yeah.
I want to see it. I've been waiting my life.
I should have brought my sunglasses because when he opens his mouth, it's like glare. I need my sunglasses.
He's turning red.
And what a successful gymnastics program you have led. 40-year veteran of the program. Dee Bro has joined us here at Sound Off 60. How does a Cajun girl, I'm assuming there's some Cajun blood running through you.
Well, my name's Bro.
There you are. I didn't want to assume anything. Can you handle the balance beam?
Yeah, absolutely. That's, I think, our best event. And, you know, when we leave one event and go to beam, I always tell the girls, come on, let's go. We're going to the real event.
The real event.
So, yeah, it's the tough one.
40 years and all the success, the national championships in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Explain
why not
to
LSU?
Well, why not? I know, but how does that
I was
happen?
working at the student newspaper at LSU when she got the job.
That's right. And I got the job. Carl Maddox hired me when I was in graduate school.
Yeah.
And I was already on campus. I transferred from Southeast because they had a gymnastics program, and I wanted to get my degree from LSU. So I transferred. I was running a Breck program and judging nationally, and just, you know, just squirrel looking for nuts. Just, you know, anything I could do to promote the sport. And I get a phone call from Carl Maddox. They were going to take it to a varsity sport and wanted to know if I would come interview. So I did. And I guess I just blew them away. And the rest is history.
There you go.
I can imagine she could handle an interview.
Yeah.
Well, you remember Carl Maddox.
Oh,
that
yes,
was not.
oh,
That
very
wasn't
well.
easy. Yeah.
Oh, very well. We just had Coach Wade on here. I was asking him, the biggest obstacle he's got to face immediately is to get interest back in LSU basketball.
Yeah, he will.
You did that with what arguably would be a tougher sport where, I'm going to tell you now, I mean, she's drawing 13,000 in that assembly center. My 86-year-old mother at a retirement village in Baton Rouge wants to know everything there is to know about her girls.
Yeah.
How did you do it, and when did you think you really got over the hump as far as the interest there?
I would never have fought the battles that I fought all along the way with all of the people that I fought those battles with to promote and at some point even to save women's gymnastics at LSU if I didn't believe that it could be what it is today. The support, starting with Skip, when Skip became the athletic director, but then, but Joe just kind of picked it up and took it to the next level. I mean, I had the same conversations all along, but Joe started hearing, not just listening, and acted on it. Anything that you ardently believe in and just sincerely believe and work on, all that will come to pass, and that's what's happened.
What did I've heard you say that before about Skip and Joe Dean? Maybe not so much. What did Skip give you that you hadn't had before?
He listened, and if I needed something and I was told no, heart rate monitors, any grips, just things that we needed daily to train, I would go to Skip and go, okay, I got turned down. Can you pay? Will you pay for this out of your foundation? Sure, be happy to. So he was that guy, and he was the guy that would listen. Whenever there was, you want to go in and just dump it on the table to somebody, and he'd say, Didi, it's going to be fine. You just keep working hard. You just keep doing what you're doing. And then he became athletic director, and it was the same. Yeah. He was a mentor. He was a coach's AD, and then here comes this guy that nobody knew, Joe Oliva, and all of a sudden it's facilities and it's staff and it's like making things. You can't be champions, you can't be a winner, you can't do all these if you don't have the tools. So he gave us the tools. He gave me the tools. And so now we just go in the shed and sharpen it all the time.
Yeah. Coach, you know what? There's a new place on campus when you walk to the L Club and you're in front of the Shaquille O'Neal statue. There's a new place that's across from that. Tell us a little bit about that new place that sits across from Shaquille O'Neal statue.
Well, it's the LSU Gymnastics Training Center, and it went way beyond a gym. And it's a dream. It's really a dream come true, and they gave us the greatest architects that we could possibly have. Grace and Abear just poured their souls into making it what it is. I mean, it is the finest in the world, and our athletes walk in there, and there's so much pride. And, we have a sign on the wall, and y'all read it every day in football.
I had a chance to walk in one of the games, and I looked at it.
The pride and the tradition of the LSU Tigers will not be entrusted to the weak or the timid. And my team believes that, and they love LSU, and it's in their hearts. And it's that facility, it's the support, it's, Joe Oliva saying, that's who you want for your staff, then go get them. And, it's that kind of positive support. But it's not just my facility. Look what we've done for football, and look what, we're going to get a nutrition center, something that we need. I mean, there's just so many positive things that he has brought to the.
I agree.
To the program.
Big time.
The lovely, equally energetic and passionate Didi Bro, head coach of the LSU women's gymnastics program, runner-up this past year, second straight year in the NCAA. To Mr. Hobbs' point, you were third in attendance, averaged over 10,000 at the PMAC for your matches. Success rate.
Third to who? Who do I have to beat? We're third to who?
NCAA, that's what the note says? I don't know who. A couple of them.
I think UConn basketball.
They're kind of in the middle. No, I'm talking about gymnastics attendance. Who do you have to beat? Maybe
we don't have enough seats in our arena.
I want to know.
Build a new one.
I don't want a new one. What I want to do is put seats and boxes in ours.
There you go.
And, really renovate this thing and make it
help the fans here in Southwest Louisiana understand where's the talent coming from. Are these homegrown? Are these Louisiana grown?
Well, I'm telling you what, y'all have a great gymnastics program right here in this town. There's some good gymnasts that we've been looking at. They've come to our camp.
Okay.
Yeah, really talented kids in this community getting great coaching. So I'm hoping that in 5 or 6 years, 8 years, because that's how long we watch these kids.
Yeah.
But they were at our camp. They come every year. Their coaches come and work at our camps, and it's how you get to know them.
Yeah.
But that's where we get them. I was just in Indianapolis at the national championships, looking at kids that we're committed out through 2020. We've got one scholarship. We're waiting a commitment for 2019. Yeah, so we're looking at 2021 now and trying to put the finishing touches on the immediate years right here in front of us.
But the national championships, the attendance, your energy, all of that builds into that, right? Because girls are going to want to come here.
Well, it's pride, passion, and purpose. And if you have all of those things every day, and you're working with those elements in your personality, and your team is getting that, you can't help but be successful. Plus, we've got outstanding student athletes, and we recruit the world. I mean, we go everywhere and recruit
the world.
It's the name of the game is recruiting.
You're right. That's all right, down to 20 seconds. Who's got the last one?
Straighten something out for me. And I am a dummy when it comes to gymnastics, okay? But a lot of us know gymnastics from the Olympics, and they all seem to be 9, 10 years old.
They have to be 16 to be in the Olympics.
Wow. I mean, it's the one sport, it seems like college, and it's talking about, we got 8 freshmen, well, that's the senior tour.
A lot of them don't go. A lot of them don't go to college. They're training about 40 hours a week. If they came to college, they would only get 20 hours a week. And some of that 20 hours isn't training hours. It's 20 hours that we have to use for meetings and things like that. So these kids are on a different track. Very few of them go to college. A few of them are on UCLA's team. We have a British Olympian on our team. Mary Lou Retton's daughter's on our team. You know, she didn't want to do that track. She wanted to do the track where she stayed in school and went to college.
Good for her.
Coach, real quick. If I'm a parent and my child is in gymnastics, and if she's saying she wants to go to any other school around the country, I'm going to tell her no. You're going to LSU and be coached by you. Because let me tell you something, just the fire you've got works for me. That's if my child never step on a balanced beam, I know what you're going to put in her as a person is going to be well worth it, Coach.
Thank you. And let me tell you, when you have Olympians that were kids on the Olympic team in 77 and 72, I'm sorry, and Mary Lou's Olympics, and they're sending their kids to us, that's a stamp of approval right there.
No doubt about it. Dee Bro, veteran women's gymnastics head coach from LSU. We appreciate you coming in.
My pleasure.
It was great.
Anytime.
Great. Good luck with Tiger Tour 70, and good luck in the upcoming season.
Oh, thanks. I love
Dee
Tiger
Bro
Tours.
from LSU Gymnastics. We'll be back to wrap it up here at Jack Daniels in about 2 minutes. Stay right there.
Sound Off 60 is brought to you by our friends at Jack Daniels Bar and Grill at La Berge Casino Resort. Sound Off 60 24/7 online at soundoff60tv.com.
When you make something first, you can spell it however you want. Miller Lite, the original light beer. Spelled different because it's brewed different.
You could win a new Mercedes-Benz CLS 550. Earn entries now through April 29th.
Are you trying to stay cool with a temporary fix? There's a smarter solution. Save on your monthly energy costs while enjoying quiet and consistent comfort this summer with a highly efficient air conditioning system from Luxair. We'll recommend a system that is perfectly suited to your home and provides optimal cooling, exceptional energy savings, and lasting performance. Get connected with a Luxair dealer near you by visiting luxair.com/solar supply.
On or off the field, training and experience matter. As a board-certified and fellowship-trained surgeon, Dr. Brett Cassio has the training and experience to help you get back in the game. Award-winning research, the latest orthopedic techniques, right here at home. Cassio Sports Medicine.
Were the judges right in saying we're the best tasting light beer? You be the judge. Spelled different because it's brewed different.
Welcome back to the show here at Jack Daniels. If you missed all the Tiger Tour show here at Sound Off 60, check it out on the replays and also on soundoff60tv.com. Ed Orgeron, Will Wade, Dee Bro. Oh my gosh, what a lineup here. We appreciate them coming in, spending a little time with us. Check out the Sulphur State Boys Baseball Tournament in Sulphur. You've got Sam Houston on Friday night taking on Central of Baton Rouge, and Kinder Friday morning taking on Sterlington. So we got 2 local teams in it. Great show, guys. I mean, all of them blew me. I was impressed. Will Wade, I was impressed.
I was too.
You know, Dee Bro will blow anybody away.
Anybody, Rick.
I did.
Yeah.
Out-talked you, didn't you?
Yeah. St. Louis, too. St. Louis is in the state tournament, too. I don't want to forget about the St. Louis Saints. All right, great show, guys. We'll do it all again next time. Enjoy all this Tiger talk on the replay or soundoff60tv.com. We'll see you next time, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Soundoff 60 airs on Suddenlink Cable Channel 4 Monday through Sunday nights at 9 and again Saturday and Sunday mornings at 10. Soundoff 60 also airs throughout Southwest Louisiana on Vive Broadband Channel 6 at 9 p.m. Check your local listings. Post your questions and comments for the guys and access our website and our great advertising partners at soundoff60tv.com.